What's up, Jones Bones? It is your girl, Unitedly Random, and today we are opening up another Oracle slash Tarot deck. Because usually I open up Oracle decks, but today we have another Tarot deck. It is the Light Seers by Chris Ann. Now I'm doing this as a part of T&T Tuesday, which is Tarot and Tea Tuesday, a group created by V Loving Crystals. And if you guys want to know more about that, I will also link a playlist with more T&Ters down below. But pretty much we go to a Facebook page, and the Facebook page has a lot of prompts. What I've really just settled on doing is unboxing videos, and I do plan on getting more into the prompts and starting to speak more face to face with you guys. But I had a bunch of tarot cards and oracle cards that I had not opened in like over a year. So I'm about to turn 26, and I think that this would be the perfect time to get back into my spiritual pick a card reading things as I used to do. So I want to go ahead and thank two people, which are the members of the channel. That would be Araceli Espinoza and also Cool Breeze. I want to thank you guys for being a part of the channel. I feel like I don't say that enough. Also, I wanted to go ahead and throw out, while I still have you guys here, if I still have you, I have super long intros. I'm so sorry about that. But I wanted to go ahead and throw out that we now have a P.O. box. And we also have, what was I going to say? Well, it's gone. It's gone. Just like that. Let's go ahead and get into looking at these cards.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
And we are back. So my favorite thing to do is open up new tarot cards. I'm gonna have a whole collection. I'm almost at this point where I have, and here's the box. I wanted to show you the box. I'm almost at the point where I have everything put together, and this is how I was gonna do. First things first, let me look in the guidebook. Is it colored? It is not colored, but they do have the Light Seer, the Shadow Seer, and then it also has some words of wisdom to go with, a little phrase at the end of each card. So Six of Pentacles, the little phrase for that is, I show my gratitude for my life through generosity and compassion. Kapow. So I'm not going to necessarily go through the guidebooks. I've never really went through the guidebooks when I'm showing off the cards. However, if you guys would like for me to go through the guidebook on any of my decks, let me know down below and I'll do it just for you. Another thing that I want to point out is I like to use, look at me struggling, I like to use my card showing, oracle deck showing, tarot showing as kind of like a divinational tool. So I feel like you can do this for anyone. You just have to kind of set that intention. So like you could sit here and watch me show you all of the cards, or you could just kind of watch or skip to a certain point in the reading, or not even a reading, but in the showing, if you will. So I feel like I'm all over the place, but what I'm saying is, let's say I'm just going to be showing the cards and I'm just going to be talking as I go. What you can do is skip to a point in the reading wherever you feel called to, and then that card is a message for you. Okay, I like for you to use this. If you don't already know about tarot cards, use it as a learning experience. And if you already know about tarot cards, maybe like you know, definitely promote your business, your tarot business or your tarot channel down below, but also let us know a little bit about yourself. Like, I'm trying to create a family, if you will. So let's go ahead and get into the Light Seers Tarot, and we're starting off with the Fool card. The Magician. I mean, you guys already know the order that this usually comes in. It's so dark in my house right now. That's very frustrating, but as long as it's like focusing on it, I guess I'm okay. But it is really dark in my house right now. So maybe that's a message for someone. these cards. I love it when a deck has different types of skin tones inside of the deck. I love it when it has, you know, it's not just the blonde hair, blue-eyed character every single card. So my most favorite thing when I'm looking for a oracle deck is specifically cards that kind of show diversity. I really love seeing diversity in a deck, and so that is something that I'm definitely looking for whenever I look for a deck. A lot of the decks that I have were gifted to me a couple years back. I think before the panoramic times. As silly as that may sound, like, oh, before we're still in a panoramic, ain't we? But before those times, I had started to get interested in tarot, and it was back then when I was still calling it tarot, like a carrot. It was back then when I was still calling it tarot that I let my friends know, like, hey, I'm interested in this. And I had a friend back then who was vegetarian, and she was about that life, and she had tarot cards, and she was into the stones, and I don't know if she's still into the stones or anything like that. I don't look. Now it's getting brighter. Now it's getting brighter. Who said you could get brighter? But she was really into like the tarot cards, and through her I had my first opportunity to really touch oracle cards and tarot cards and get into crystals. And as that friendship died off, I kind of had to facilitate my own interest. And let me tell you, one thing about me, I noticed that a lot of people have like all of these like childhood memories or things they learned from a kid or things they remember from their childhood. I don't have a lot of memories from my childhood. Not a lot of things that I truly remember, except That's So Raven. But like I have little gaps in my memory from my childhood. And through recognizing that, I recognize that I feel like I've missed a lot in my childhood. So it's just the idea of like people, they can sit down and they can consume media, and they can consume, I guess, tarot related things and crystal things, and they can remember it. And for me, it seems like it's a lot harder for me to sit down and actually remember things and actually hold space for it inside of my mind, which frustrated me to no end. Because I wanted to be like everyone else. I wanted to have like these memories. I wanted to have things that I hold dear, and things that I feel like made me who I am. And when I go back and I think about what made me who I am, or the things that I hold memories of, it's usually trauma. So I don't know why we're stuck on this conversation, but this is the conversation we're having right now. And so that made me feel like this level of like, I don't know, emptiness, not necessarily depression, but it made me feel dark. Because I too want to be able to have something that I've held on to and it makes me happy and stuff like that. And so I decided that I'm going to make it. I'm going to make that. And maybe with the Three of Wands coming up, maybe it's time for you guys to look forward to the future and make your own space in this world. One of the things that I want to go ahead and throw out right now is because I immediately thought that maybe it's time for whoever who is watching, if this resonates, for you to go ahead and start that social media career if you wanted to start that social media career. And I'm not saying stop everything that you're doing, don't quit your job and but I'm saying that you know what you need to do, you know what bills you need to have paid. I think that it's time to stop waiting for the future and just start going for the today, if that makes sense. I think that that was a message for someone, and I don't know who it was for. However, you know, it's time to stop waiting. So with the Five of Wands coming up, it's kind of this idea that everybody is going after something and we don't really know what we're fighting for, but we're fighting for something. And I think that that's how we are in general, humanity. We don't know what well, I don't know. Let me just talk instead of just the generics. I don't know what I'm doing in life. To go back on the idea of go ahead and create that thing, I just started making TikToks, just random TikToks, dancing to music and just sharing my points of views whenever something came across my page. By the way, I use TikTok for a tool, in a way, a divinational tool, because I got a lot of messages about myself and I was able to grow so much through TikTok. But after a while of consuming, I felt like creating. And once I got into that creative state, I didn't know what I was really creating, but at the end of the day, I created kind of a little home for myself. And I think that it's calling, spirits or divineness, or maybe you've heard this message a lot these last few days, but I feel like it's calling for you guys to find what lights up your spirit, what makes you want to dance. And as soon as I thought what makes you want to dance, it was like, oh, I want to dance with somebody. I want to feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, I want to dance with somebody who loves me. And I think that there's a reminder that needs to be had that you love you. You know, you gotta start with yourself. Ace of Cups comes in. You gotta start with loving yourself. And like, I'm not gonna be one of those people that's just like, you gotta love yourself before you can love anyone else. But loving yourself is also important. So don't forget about that when you're in this journey of changing the world. Sometimes to change the world, or honestly, if you wanna do things the lazy way, sometimes to change the world, you just have to change yourself. And not for the worst, but you just have to look within yourself. And to a certain extent, you know how there's the three. Oh my goodness, I'm not really biblical, but you know, the Holy Spirit, the Heavenly Father, and then the one more. There's some church people out here that read, like, or at least like to look at tarot cards. Let me know, what are the three? But I immediately was like, the body, the mind, and the spirit. You need to bring those together. And once you're dancing together, I feel like you can find a lot of answers. I really love this deck, very colorful, which is something like the light Seers. I don't think I really expected to see so much color because of how blue it is on the outside, but Chris Ann comes through with the come through whenever it's a deck. I really do enjoy Chris Ann's deck. This is not my first deck from Chris Ann, I don't believe, but if it is, because y'all have already seen all of the cards, then I am sorry, but I feel like I have more than just one deck from Chris Ann. So I'm really enjoying this deck. I wonder, they have the Light Seers deck. I wonder if they did another like kind of shadowy deck as well. But let me know what you guys' favorite deck is, or do I already have it in my collection? At this point, I think I have about 57 or so decks. Over half of those were gifted to me, and they've all showed up on my page a couple times. I started trying to do this thing where I'm like, I'm gonna show every single deck that I have, and and so that was me pretty much procrastinating. yeah, I was procrastinating. So like, I think that that's something to go ahead and like pause. What are you procrastinating on? Let me not just put myself on the spot. What are you guys procrastinating on? We need to stop procrastinating. I know, we all know procrastination is the nation of people who don't get anything done. However, sometimes, you know, there's a pause that needs to be taken. Okay? And who am I to determine when I have to take the pause, okay? The universe determines for us. And the universe decides when I have to take my little pauses, okay? Not me. So when that happens, I have to, close my eyes and find balance, and I have to see not with my eyes, but with everything else around me. Oh my goodness, these cards are getting heavier, and in a way, sort of darker. But that's the beauty of it, because like if I've saw something, and I don't think that I've said it recently on my page. However, the dark times make you appreciate the good times just that better, or the brighter times even more so. So that's something. And I'm looking at these birds, and I believe they are ravens, but I am not sure. All I can think of is nevermore. And I always make that reference whenever I see blackbirds. Nevermore. I don't know. Edgar Allan Poe? I think I have a deck by Edgar Allan Poe. Do I not? Maybe I got the Cthulhu deck instead of the Edgar Allan Poe deck. Dang. But still, the Cthulhu deck, I think I've already showed it on my page. Go ahead and check out my playlist, T&T playlist. It should be there if you want to check it out. But I just thought that Cthulhu would have been more interesting, because I knew that that name was very popular these days, specifically on TikTok, and they were talking about doing some not so nice things to Cthulhu. However, I thought, oh yeah, that's kind of interesting. I never really knew the story behind the myth, the legend, the Cthulhu. But if you guys, and I still don't, I'm gonna be real with you guys, it's the equivalent of like wearing a shirt with a band name on it that you never listen to their music. You know what I'm saying? So I try not to do that. I'm definitely gonna have to read a lot more and expand my knowledge in ways that are more than just the things that you do to comfort yourself. Like I read a lot of stories about like romance and reincarnation and stuff like that. Mostly like comics, you know what I mean? Like mostly like webtoons, not like real books. Not real like hard books about like things. And so I'm very interested in getting some of those books and starting to like sit down. But then also like, I comfort myself with my stories about everything going on to one person and how they make it through. But it's not like those stories don't better my life in any way. I think it's just a way to like kind of detach from the real world. And even then, there's still like drama, there's still trauma, there's still things going on in the storyline that makes you wonder, like, Alia, why are you reading this? Have you ever thought why you are consuming a particular type of media? Like, have you ever thought, like, why am I always reading this? Why am I always doing that? That's just a thought that popped into my head. This is such a dark card, especially with it's so dark in my house right now. The Four of Pentacles is a beautiful card. Oh my goodness. We got the Five of Pentacles. It's like, even though it doesn't say purify, like that was a word that just came into my head. Purify. Maybe you guys need to go and take things in a more simpler route. Maybe you're overthinking about certain things. Maybe you have a lot more schools. Maybe you should go back to school to pick up skills, but I was gonna say maybe you have a lot more skills than you give yourself credit for. Maybe you just need to tap into the hidden knowledge that's within all of us. And so we're getting to the end of showing off this deck. Again, I'm so sorry about how dark it is. Your girl is like, I don't understand why it's always so dark. But all of the cards are so gorgeous, very gorgeous. I enjoy these cards. I look forward to using like, can we just pause for a second? Look at the hair. Look at the hair. Gorgeous, gorgeous depiction of, I was gonna say gorgeous depiction of Black Girl Magic, but we have another card right here that definitely in my mind, personally, Black Girl Magic right there. And this is our last card, the King of Pentacles, looking like a schmatty. Looking, he's a handsome fella. Much love and positive vibes. Thank you for watching this video, and let me know your favorite card down below.